It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once already, and today's winner moves on to the elementary quarterfinals where they will play University Park Elementary School. Let's meet those teams right now. First from Brandywine Elementary, would you please say hello to Esther Papula, Aaliyah Beckles, and Serenity Smith. And from Melwood Elementary, here they are, John Trinidad, Brianna Davis, and Deja Hamilton. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green Things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body Systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's Get Physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the questions, with the easier ones on the left worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds today, we will have a competitor for University Park in those quarterfinals. Let's make sure everything's working properly before we start the game. Aaliyah, would you try the red team buzzer? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Esther, and to Serenity. And Brianna, would you try the green team buzzer? It looks and sounds A-OK to me. Good luck to you, to Deja, and to John. Are we ready? Let's do this. Congratulations on making it this far in the competition. You guys are all great students and great Science Bowl players. May the better team win. We go alphabetically B before M, so Brandywine and Aaliyah, start the bowl.
Science Potpourri for 15, please.
Science Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, a group of scientists that recently flew helicopters over Wales to get a sample of their blow out of their blowholes were awarded the Ig version of these very... Brandywine.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Prize is it? Yes, they got the Ig Nobels, as in the ignominious prize. Absolutely right. Good. Go.
Green Things for 15.
Green Things for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, if you've ever seen a Christmas poinsettia, it looks like the petals are red. Those are not the petals. Those are the carpels, the sepals, or the stamens. What are the red parts that you're looking at, Melwood?
Carpels.
Not the carpels. No, the carpels, the sepals, or the stamens instead of the petals.
Stamens.
It was the, oh, neither of you chose. It's the sepals that are red. Yes, go get, the leaves are very tiny. Go, red.
Let's get physical for 15, please.
Physical for 15 points. Teams, one of NASA's newest space probes, Juno, will arrive at this 5th planet in the solar system. Brandywine.
Jupiter.
Jupiter, yeah, in the year 2015, if all goes according to plan. Brandywine, go.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, you've all seen storm chasers. One recently got so close to a tornado that he recorded a 100 millibar drop in this inside of the tornado. A 100 millibar drop in what, Brandywine?
Temperature?
Not temperature. A 100 millibar drop in what inside that tornado? That's what the storm chaser recorded. What do you think, Brianna?
Pressure.
Pressure, absolutely right. Millibars is way we measure pressure. Good comeback. Thank you, John, for your help. Go, Melwood.
Body Systems for 15.
Body Systems for 15 points. Teams, if a doctor is examining a patient and these eye parts are fixed and dilated, it's not a good sign. What eye parts am I talking about, Melwood?
Pupil.
Pupils, yes. Fixed and dilated pupils, oftentimes an indication of very serious brain damage. All right, 75 to 80, almost a tie score. Brianna, go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, it is an urban legend that if you swallow your chewing gum, it will stay for 7 years in this longest body organ. Brandywine.
Liver.
Not liver. The longest body organ is supposedly the site where your swallowed chewing gum will stay for 7 years. What is it, Brianna?
The small intestine.
Small intestine, absolutely right. Yes, the large one is wider, but not as long. All right, 80-80, tied up. Brianna, let's go.
Zoo parade 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. One of the very few vertebrates that has an exoskeleton is this reptile whose ribs fuse together to form a shell. Brandywine.
Turtle.
Turtles, yes. Turtles are one of the few vertebrates that has an outside skeleton. All right. Red, go Aaliyah.
Let's get physical for 20, please.
Let's get physical for what? How much?
20.
20. It's a visual question. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Teams, you might have done this yourself. Those lemons generate enough voltage to light up a light. Brianna.
Acid.
Not acid. Brandywine. What you're looking at here with those lemons providing enough juice to generate voltage to light a light is a wet cell version of what dry cell version of stored energy that we use every day?
Electricity.
No, a battery. It's a wet cell battery versus a dry cell battery. All right, good try on both teams. No points. 20-point advantage still. Brandywine, go Aaliyah.
Zoo parade for 15, please.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Another visual question. Look at the monitor, please. Teams, these camels are loaded down with human gear. These camels, like llamas and elephants and donkeys, who do similar work, are known as beasts of what? Brandywine.
Cultism?
Again?
Cultism?
No. Beasts of what? Since camels and similar animals like donkeys and elephants carry around human goods.
Of travel?
Beasts of burden. They're known as beasts of burden. Try again, green. Brianna. Is that correct, judges? Is it the green team's advantage to choose here? Is it? Okay. The buzzer says the first round is over. We'll be back in just a moment with the second round, but let's check that score before we leave. Brandywine 100. Melwood is at 80. We'll have round 2 in just a moment.
It takes more than perfect balance.
More than a great pair of legs.
More than a good sword.
It takes more than just talent.
More than the will to win.
It takes you.
It takes your donations to support the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams. And now you can donate on Facebook.
He's done it! The U.S. has done it!
Support the U.S. Olympic team on Facebook and donate to make Olympic dreams come true.
Hello, I'm Tom Selleck. In every generation, men and women have come forward to fight for freedom and defend our liberty. Over 58,000 of them are named on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Join me in supporting a new campaign to build an education center near the wall to tell their stories and teach about the values of those who have served in the past and who serve today. Learn how you can help. Thank you.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us and these 6 outstanding young people, as I said at the top of the show. They've been here before. They have acquitted themselves well. They are successful teams. Today's winner, moves on in our competition. Let's find out about these young people. If you've not had a chance to see them before, we go to Brandywine down in southern Prince George's County. And Aaliyah, welcome back. You are a phenomenal student. You know so much about science. It's almost like you've memorized your science book. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
Well, I want to be an oncologist so I can help cure cancer.
Yeah, and you told me that your dad is a respiratory therapist, so
yes.
He knows a lot about the body, and he's conveyed a lot of that knowledge to you, and you've been a great student. I'm sure he's very proud of you. Now, the sponsor of your team is Miss Losi,
yes.
who has done a phenomenal job, and she got you those wonderful shirts that all match. It says the Brandywine Elementary Science Bowl team, and you get to keep those, don't you?
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody at Brandywine is rooting for you because they know you're here today. And who's the principal down there, Aaliyah?
Miss Lee.
Miss Lee, and I know she's very supportive of this team. Did you have some alternates on the team? I know Esther was an alternate. Welcome to you, Esther. Who are the alternates, Aaliyah?
Well, now it's Jalon, Gabriella, and Dania.
Wonderful. And we'll bring them out. You have a shadow team out there. Tell me about Brandywine. Are there some clubs or extracurricular things that you do down there?
Well, we do have instrumental and chorus, and yeah.
That's great for musically inclined students. I think that's wonderful. And Serenity, nice to have you back. I know you were the captain before.
Yes.
You have a nice, cool head about you. Nothing flustered you. How do you know so much about science?
Well, I know so much about science because I study, I read the science book, and I just pay attention.
That is very clear to me that you're doing all the things right. You'd like to be a veterinarian someday.
Yes.
You would be a good one, no matter what you choose. Esther, welcome to the show. Tell us the Esther story. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to draw, and I like to watch some TV sometimes.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite TV show, Esther? Science Bowl. Do you have a favorite TV show, Esther?
No.
I was trying to get you to say Science Bowl there. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be a children's doctor.
Children's doctor, like a pediatrician. Yeah, that would be great. I can see you doing well. Thanks for joining the team. Let's go over to Melwood. And Brianna, tell us the Melwood story. It's in Upper Marlboro, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. And who's your principal?
Miss Fawcett.
And she is down there. She's rooting for you. And the sponsor of your team?
Mr. Jefferson.
Mr. Jefferson, yes. And John said he's a really smart guy. And he's picked some really smart students to be here representing the school on Science Bowl. Brianna, someday, what are you going to do?
Be a meteorologist.
Yeah, I know you're interested in the weather because you experienced a tornado near where you lived, and luckily there was no damage, you told me, down there. And that's always the threat with tornadoes. Do you play an instrument?
No.
No, all right. What do you do in your spare time?
I play soccer.
Soccer, that's great. Deja, nice to have you here. Tell us about your interest in cleanliness. Have you always been real clean? You clean up your room all the time?
Yes.
I know you told us about that before. And what about the rest of the house?
Yes, I always clean. I know my mom doesn't ask me to, but I'll always end up cleaning her room up when she's not home or something.
Wow, what a great daughter you are. I'm sure they appreciate it at home. What do you want to do someday?
Well, I want to be a doctor or a nurse.
You want to go to Frostburg?
Yes.
Yeah, it's cold up there, and you've seen the campus, but I know they shovel very quickly over there, so if the snow comes, you'll be successful out there. And John, you play soccer and basketball? Basketball. I know you like basketball a lot. Do you have a favorite team?
Well, my favorite team is Miami Heat.
Wonderful. So if you had your wish and you could play anywhere you wanted, you'd play in Miami?
Yes.
Yeah? And LeBron is there, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes. He turned that whole town around, didn't he? Cleveland has never forgiven him. All right, John, nice to have you here today. You're playing a good game. You're a great player. You were a great captain, too. Let's get back to the game. Melwood 80, Brandywine 100, still very close. Last correct answer came from Green, so Brianna, start us out.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, Stanford University in California has as its mascot a green thing. In fact, it's the biggest green thing in the world. Brandywine.
A tree?
What kind of tree?
A palm tree?
Not a palm tree. The biggest green thing in the world is the mascot of California's Stanford University, Brianna.
Tree?
What?
Redwood tree.
A redwood tree, that's right. The California redwood. Good. Go, Green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, Your striated or so-called voluntary muscles are all under your control, with one exception. This striated muscle continues to contract as long as you live. Melwood? Yes, ma'am.
Heart.
Your heart, that's right. The heart is a specialized version of striated muscle. Go again, please, Green. We've tied it up, 100 points apiece.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Because of the recent government furlough, the Smithsonian could not get a fossil of this dinosaur. Aaliyah.
T-Rex.
T-Rex, absolutely right. The terrible lizard. Now it has arrived, and they're working to get it on display. All right, red team, go.
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows, even though that had been extinguished before. We all know that oil spills in the ocean are very bad. But in Hawaii recently, there was a spill of this sweet, sticky stuff. Brandywine.
Molasses.
Molasses, yes, which is a metaphor for moving slowly. Yes, indeed. Good. Go red.
May we have green things for 20, please?
Green things for 20 points. Teams, while phytochrome is a blue pigment in plants, this is a green. Brandywine?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll is your green pigment. Absolutely right. Yes, ma'am. Go. Aaliyah.
Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, NASA would like to lasso an asteroid and pull it in and put it in the moon's orbit. Because the asteroid contains water, we think it can give what two kinds of gases? Brandywine?
Carbon dioxide and nitrogen.
No. What two gases can water give that could serve as fuel for future spacecraft, Brianna?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Hydrogen and oxygen are the two gases. That's it. Good comeback. Go green.
Zoo Parade 25.
Zoo Parade 25. Big one in that category. Teams. Cuckoos often are associated with clocks. They seem like nice birds. But the European cuckoo is a nasty bird. It's a brood parasite because it does what to other birds? Melwood.
Eats them.
No, it doesn't eat them. The European cuckoo is a brood parasite. It's a nasty bird because it does what to other birds, Brandywine?
Sucks their blood?
No. Oh, that would be nasty too. It lays its eggs in other birds' nests and then lets those birds hatch them, and those chicks kick the other ones out. Nasty, nasty. No points, go again green. 30-point deficit. Brianna.
Body systems 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, the chemical known as perchlorate has been found on the surface of Mars, which is not good because if we ever visit, perchlorate can affect what T-initialed endocrine gland? Brandywine.
Trachea?
Not trachea. No, what T-initialed endocrine gland in your neck is affected by perchlorate, which they have found on the surface of Mars. What do you think, Melwood? It's the thyroid gland, the thyroid. Try again, red. Brianna?
Green things for 25. Please.
Green things for 25. Teams, you've probably noticed that some flowers bloom in the spring, some in the summer, and some not till the fall. It's all based on something called the photoperiod. What does that mean? What does that mean, Melwood?
Pass it to John.
John, give me an explanation.
When the sun comes up and it's short days, and when the sun comes up and there's shorter days in the sun.
Judges are saying, yes, we're going to give that to you. Yes, the shortness or the length of the day. The longer days affect those in the summer, the shorter days, those in the spring and the fall. Okay, 140, 145. Melwood. Yes, ma'am.
Body systems for 25.
Body system for 25 points. Teams, Josh Escobar, a student in Anne Arundel County, a high school student, was on 60 Minutes recently because he has devised a diagnostic blood test for cancer that develops in this organ that produces insulin. Melwood.
Kidney?
Not kidney, no. What organ produces insulin? When cancer develops there, it's often too late. So an early diagnostic tool is important. Halia.
Pancreas.
Pancreas. Boy, she was jumping so much she knew that one. Good, go red.
Let's get physical for 25. Let's get physical for 25, please.
Get physical for 25 points, teams. Don't try this at home without telling your mother. Melwood. Now, let me finish it for Brandywine. Don't try this at home without telling your mother. You mix Mentos candies with Diet Coke, and it produces bubbles that go all the way up and can even hit the ceiling. In addition to a spectacular look, it is also an exothermic reaction, meaning that what happens?
It explodes?
No, it doesn't explode. Exo means to give off, and thermic means heat. It gives off heat. That would have been the correct answer. Try again, red. Aaliyah.
Super 8 for 10, please.
Soup Parade for 10 points. Teams, a politician in Washington recently said, there is no education in the second kick from one of these animals that you get by crossing a horse and a donkey. Brandywine.
A hybrid?
Specifically? Melwood, can you tell us if you cross a horse and a donkey, you get this animal? Supposedly, there is no education in the second kick from one of them. It's a mule. A mule. Try again, red. Yes, ma'am.
Science potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, you wouldn't think so because there's no atmosphere in space, but there can be fires in space aboard the International Space Station because inside there are canisters filled with this gas. Brandywine, what's in those canisters? What gas?
Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah, which is very flammable. Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Go red.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, Olympus Mons is a 14-mile-high version of this lava-spewing mountain. Brandywine. Volcano. It's the biggest one in the entire solar system. It's located on Mars. Go red.
Dateline science for 20, please.
Dateline for 20 points. I'm going to give you the names of 3 men. Andre Ampere, Alessandro Volta, and James Watt. They are all associated with what scientific phenomenon, Melwood? John, what are you saying?
Electricity.
Electricity it is. Yes, indeed. Go. Green.
Dateline science for 25, please.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, radioactive plutonium and radium were discovered by what famous husband-wife team? Brandywine.
Marie Curie and Pierre Curie.
You got them both, absolutely, with first names as well, and they have their own element now. Curium. Go red, Aaliyah.
Science potpourri for 25. 25.
Science potpourri for 25 points. Teams, recently a scoutmaster got fired because he was seen on YouTube pushing over a big sandstone rock.
Boulder.
No, this man, the scoutmaster, was pushing over a sandstone rock in Zion Park in Utah, a rock that had stood for millions of years. Was that a sedimentary kind of rock, a metamorphic rock, or an igneous rock?
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary, yes. Sandstone is sedimentary. Where next, Brandywine?
Dateline science for 10. Dateline science for 10, please.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, giant oarfish that normally live at the bottom of the ocean have been showing up dead on San Francisco beaches. That is an omen, they say, that what kind of seismic event is about to happen? Brandywine.
Oil spill. Oil spill? Oil spill.
Not an oil spill. What kind of seismic event might be coming because they're seeing these dead oarfish that normally live at the bottom of the ocean?
Earthquake.
Earthquake it is. Yes, indeed. Go, Oh, the buzzer has rung, and it looks like Brandywine has hung on. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. What a game we had today. There are no losers on a game like this. The lead went back and forth. That testifies to the skill of these young people. Great science students, great sportsmen. You guys are all winners. Our final tally is Melwood 170, Brandywine 235. They're waving and smiling already. Congratulations to Esther and Aaliyah and Serenity and Jalen and Gabrielle and Dania and Ms. Losi. We're going to see you against University Park. And Melwood, let's see some big smiles over there. You guys never gave up. Deja and Brianna and John and Juliana and David and Mr. Jefferson. We couldn't ask for a better team. Thanks for being here today, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye now.